So in our previous video, we tried our hand at defining rules for exponents that aren't natural numbers, for example, a whole number exponent. And we found that we can make sense of zero exponents here. But let's try to make sense of negative exponents now. Let's say we have 2 to the power of -1. What would that be equal to? Again, the repeated multiplication definition for exponents, that doesn't quite help us here. So we are generalizing our rules for exponents. And we are leveraging the product and the quotient rules to generalize these rules even further, to define what exponents could mean for different number systems other than natural number exponents. So 2 to the -1 power. Let's do another trick with this one. It'll be similar to the trick that we did for defining a zero exponent. So this can just be, let's say, 2 to the, let's say, 0 minus 1. So this should be true, right? 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 is really just -1. Right? So these two numbers should be equal to each other. And what is 2 to the 0 minus 1? Well, we can apply the quotient rule again, and we can say this is really just 2 to the 0 as our numerator over 2 to the 1 as our denominator, applying our quotient rule because we have a difference in our exponents here. And what is 2 to the 0? Well, we learned in the last video that 2 to the 0 is really just 1. And we know 2 to the 1 is really just 2. So 2 to the -1 power is really just equal to 1 over 2. And what we'll find in general is that if we have 3 to the -1 power, that would just be 1 over 3. If we have 4 to the -1 power, that would just be 1 over 4. Okay, that works for defining what -1, how to interpret -1 as an exponent. But what about other negative numbers? So let's look at something like 2 to the -3 power. What would that be equal to? We'll find that that should just be equal to 1 over 2 to the 3. If we have x to the -m power, that would just be 1 over x to the +m power. Right? So if we have a negative exponent here, that's just going to be 1 over that base to the positive power. Right? X to the power of -m here should just be 1 over x to the +m now. And that's how we can interpret negative exponents. Negative exponents are simply a code for taking the reciprocal to the now positive power. And in our next video, we are going to do our last generalization using the product and quotient rules.